Hello, this is Magina coming from you from the beautiful state of Connecticut. And today I'm going to do some window yarn shopping. I mean, window because I'm not planning on buying anything. I'm just going to look to see what they have. I'm going to go to Joann, Michael, and Hobby Lobby and take a look and show you what your alternative might be now that Joann is closing. See you later. Okay, so we are at Joann. Ah, so sad. Look at all the signs. Look at this fuel. If I wanted to get one, but it's $60 and only 40% off. I think I can get a better deal at Michael's, honestly. Yep, pretty empty here. Okay, so we are now in the parking lot of Michael's. I'm fortunate to have a Michael that's right across from Joann. So usually I go to Joann's first because the sales are usually better there, and then to Michael's. I see fabric. Just as I walk in there, I saw two aisles of fabrics. Now, I don't know if Michael always had fabrics, but these are new to me. They even had quilting batting. So if you're a quilter, this is looking pretty good. On the wall here, they had those clearance. It was $1 per yard. I mean, a yard for $3. And this wall here, they had all kind of felting materials and more notions. Over here I see some more fat quarters, which I ended up getting some of it because it was very nice, and I lined my bags up with them. And then they have the book selection. These are all crochet books. Honestly, I sometimes take a look at the books and then see if I like it enough, and then buy them on Amazon because it's cheaper than Michael's. So really very great selection of books. If you are a new crocheter, these are great book selection. Over here we have the knitting books, not as many as the crochet books, but still a good amount of selection here. And this is essential knitting books. So yeah, if you're a knitter, I grabbed this free cable pattern for a little boy cardigan while I was at it. We see this the Funfetti yarn. This is a brand new yarn. This is their spring collection. Very nice and soft. I love the colors. They're very nice and soft. They do have this little I don't know what you call it, but it's sticking out of the yarn. So cake or swirl cakes, they're very nice. I love them. I have one of them. I love this color here, and that green was certainly calling my name. Beautiful yarn. And then this one was brand new to me. I don't if I remember seeing that yarn. It was a mixture of polyester and some in acrylic, if my memory serves me right. But really nice, very beautiful colors. Look at this one here. That's very nice for fall. They had some pink that I love. And then they also had this peach one, more muted color. Very nice. I love it. Okay, so next we are into the bulky selection. Again, those are, I think, good alternative to Joann's Big Twist. They have their own yarn brand in loops and thread. They come in bulky too. To me, it looks very similar by the feel and touch. So yeah, if you're looking for Joann's yarn, that would be a good alternative. Very big selection. Over here they had some more of their carrot cake that were not in the front, they were toward the back. So these are of the cotton cake, and very nice. On that wall they have some of their cotton cake and some of the tinsel yarn. I mean, there's plenty to choose from. Look at all this yarn, and those are their baby yarn. And okay, this is their loops and thread acrylic, pretty similar to Big Twist. Look at this beautiful pink here. So yeah, you can find I would say Big Twist and loop and threads are at the same level. They have different colors. I mean, there's a lot to choose from here, and the touch and the feel are almost similar. So yeah. Over here, I did find that new to me yarn. It's a bamboo mix yarn, so it's probably part of their spring new yarn for spring. Very nice. I really did like it. Thought about even buying it, but it's $7.99, so I wasn't gonna get it. But they did have a nice selection of muted colors. You know, not a lot to choose from, but enough to make a garment. There, and could that be a good alternative to shopping at Joann since Joann is gone? Look at the entrance, beautiful. Look at those reefs again. Maybe I'll find what I'm looking for at a cheaper price. Okay, so now we at the yarn part of the Hobby Lobby, and that's their hand-dyed yarn collection. I love them, but never bought any of them because they're $15 and that's too much money for me, maybe for my birthday. And then, but it's a big aisle of yarn. They did shrink a little bit, but still we have pretty good selection. On this side here we have all the needlework, cross stitch, needle felting, couple of yarn bowls if you're into that. And here we have their bulky faux fur yarn that's pretty comparable to the lion faux fur. So if you're making anything trimming the end, this is fun. And then I did see this odd bulky yarn right here. Didn't seem to match with the rest of them, so maybe they're just waiting to restock the yarn. So that was pretty nice. Again, you got a lot of choices over here of yarn. And here they did have some anti-pilling yarn. That's from Premier, so they do carry some other brand beside their Yarn Bee brand, but very limited. But still, it's cheaper than if you were to buy it at Premier. So if you go on the 30% weight, obviously. But yeah, they had a couple of them, not a whole lot of selection here. And then they had this beautiful bulky weight yarn. I just had to pull it out and look at it a little bit. I mean, this is really nice size 5. It's $5.99 right now, but if you go on the week, that's the 30% off. It's 30% off that. So really love these colors, the blue and the purple. Again, pretty comparable to some of the yarn that you normally buy at Joann. Look at this one, also beautiful. I love them all. Beautiful. On that aisle here, they have even more selection of big yarn, big bulky 4 yarns, so very comparable to the Michael and the big twist. I don't make a lot of plushies, so I don't know if it's exact comparison, but it looks pretty good to me. And then over here is all their baby yarn, although this one looked a little out of place. It looked like a snake in the middle of a baby yarn. So anyway, yeah, but they have very, very, very nice colors, very muted. If you are making things for a little one, newborn, these are pretty good selection. I mean, look at down the aisle, you have all that is available to you. So yeah, pretty nice selection of yarn that you can pick from. Over here is the Scobology yarn that you use to make things to clean dishes. I don't use that yarn. It hurts my fingers, but I have made dishcloth out of the other one that I was just showing you, and that one is pretty soft, very good makeup remover. And here are my cotton level 10 yarn. I could not come here without looking at them. You make beautiful doilies with them, and this one was a sparkling one that you could pair up with your doilies. I'm making my doilies out of this one. That's the Artist brand, and they have a nice selection of cotton of size 10 yarn. And over here, this is their pearl spun. It's a size 4 weight yarn. It's called pearl spun. Very soft. I wish you could touch it. It's very soft, and it has a little bit of a shine to it. So anything you make with this yarn will come out looking really nice. And yeah, I did really like this yarn, but I don't need any, so I didn't get any. But very beautiful color scheme. Okay, down here we have their what you call that? Their sugar wheels, sorry, the sugar wheels yarn, and these are pretty comparable to the big twist cakes. So they're very soft. They are 100% acrylic, but you know, you have a selection of different colors here. The price did go up. They used to be, I think, $6.99. They're now $7.99. But look at this beautiful blue. You can make a very nice blue item for a baby. Over here, that's more of their cakes, but I believe these are the cotton cakes, and very nice. Again, this is sugar, this is still sugar wheels, but this is the cotton level, and I'm making the Abigail blanket out of this one, if you saw my yarn haul. And then up here they have some more of this beautiful kind of mixture of yarn, remind me of the big twist vortex. So yeah, very nice selection of yarn over here. Up here we have their bamboo selection. This one is even nicer than the micro bamboo. It kind of reminds me of the Trubu from Lion brand, so that's, you know, very comparable to it, not exactly the same. And here we have another brand that they were carrying, that's the Lion brand Mandela, the size 2 thread. I never got into this yarn, but yeah, look at this. It is beautiful, but it's very skinny little yarn. And then over here they have this beautiful cake, and very soft to the touch. It's a mixture of wool and acrylic. This is pretty comparable to the big twist KNC. So yeah, if you miss that yarn, I think this could be a very good alternative. You make beautiful clothing with that. And over here, that's their Karen Simply Soft like a dupe. I don't know if you want to call it a dupe, but it reminds me of that. And then here there's even more beautiful muted color, and this is the Yarntopia. I really like this yarn. It's very soft, and I never made anything with it. I think I got some on clearance last time, but yeah, this is perfect for garment. Very soft yarn, high quality, I would say. So yeah, this is their own brand, Yarntopia, and oof, that pink. Beautiful. Again, a lot of selection, a lot to choose from. Down there I think they have their recycle yarn, and up here they have their speckle yarn. Again, very similar to the big twist speckle. This one's called romantic rustic, and it's got those little fuzz ball coming out of it. I never got into it because I think they'll make me sneeze, but yeah, that really looks really nice, and very good selection, very comparable. If you like big twist speckle, that might be a good substitute. Over here, honestly, I don't remember what yarn that is. I think it's the Baby Delight. The music was so loud I ended up turning off my microphone, so I am trying to remember what it was. Okay, I see the baby. So definitely that's the Baby Delight, and that's their Stork collection. And over here is the cotton. I love cotton. That's pretty comparable to the KNC cotton from Big Twist. So yeah, I really like this cotton. I never got my hand on the KNC because I had enough of this, and I thought they look exactly the same almost. All right, here is the Crafter's Secrets. That I'll say comparable to the Premier cotton yarn, Premier yarn cotton. They, you know, very nice. They have an array of different colors to choose from. They make good dish cloth and things like that. And then we have here the I Love This yarn, the acrylic version of it. I don't know anybody who does not know this yarn. It's very popular in the crochet world, and it's very comparable to Big Twist. I will even go to say it's better than Big Twist. Again, this is all my opinion, but if you miss Big Twist and you want it out, maybe this will be a good alternative to Big Twist. Okay, I hope you enjoy shopping around and visiting all the stores. So what exactly did I get? We're gonna go store by store. First, let's start with Joann. As you see in that short little video, Joann is empty. There is nothing left, which was surprising because it's not like it was a good sale. The yarn was only 25% off of a regular price. So basically you're paying more money now they're liquidating than what you would have paid when on their normal sale. So it was surprising to me to see that not only the big twist is gone, but every other yarn brand and that store was also gone. Commemoration of all the good time I have at Joann, because I'm not sure I'm gonna go back to that store again. There is another store that's in Hamden, Connecticut. It's about 45 minutes away from me. It's bigger than the store that I went through. Cute a dog. So, but I don't know if I'm gonna go there because I don't know if it's even worth it to drive down there and to find the store is empty. And also, I'm not looking for anything in particular. But I did get one thing, okay? And I got this. I got a yarn bowl because I never had a yarn bowl before. I usually just put my yarn in whatever bag I'm crocheting my project is, and I just put it in there and work that way. But I figure, you know what, this is the only thing that seems of interest to me at the store. For those of you who do not crochet or new to crochet, a yarn ball is you put your yarn in there and you thread it to this. So when you crochet, not only that helps with tension, but also your yarn is not flopping around, falling on the floor, collecting dust and things like that. So it's a nice way to keep things clean. So I got this nice yarn ball from them. And the reason I got it is at the bottom it says big twist. I don't know if you can see it. So to me, that's a good memo. That's gonna be a good memorabilia, another memory items for Joann when it's not gone. At least when I look at my yarn bowl, I can say, I did get something from Joann, and it's a big twist yarn bowl. That's my salute to Joann and everything that they stood for almost 80 years. They've been around for 80 years. So yeah, this is the only thing I got. I thought it was $30. I was willing to pay $30 for this. I thought it was gonna be 20% off $30. But when I got to the cashier, this only went for $15. So I think they had 40% off, I'm thinking, of the yarn bowls, which I didn't realize that this was 40% off. So it was a good deal and it's big enough. So I'm very happy. And that's my way of saying goodbye to Joann by purchasing a big twist yarn bowl. So what I got at Michael is this. I got myself a teddy bear kit because I think the overall sold me in this. Look at this. That is just too cute. So I do like little bears. I have a whole blanket made up for little bear. That was actually my first custom orders. And yeah, so maybe because I'm a mother of boys, I only have boys, I have an affinity for teddy bear. And when I saw this, it reminds me of a cute little boy and the little overalls. So I just had to get this. And so my 40% coupon went toward this. This was $10. And with the 40% off coupon, I think it came about to about $5.49 and stuff like that with tax, I think. So yes, that's what I got at Michael's. I was tempted for a little while by the yarn. They have this beautiful new yarn, a bamboo yarn. But it looks like it will be wonderful to make clothing for the coming spring and summer, but I don't have time to make a whole bunch of things, and I didn't want to buy a yarn that's gonna sit in my yarn stash just because I thought it was cute. Most of the yarn that you see here, I bought them because I had some project in mind, and I never got to that same project, or I moved on. So I'm gonna go ahead and review this little kit and attempt to make the little bear. It looks very easy and it says it's got everything that you need. So all the materials are there to make that little bear. So little bear kit it is for Michael. What did I get at Hobby Lobby? I did get something because I have been wanting to get rid of the winter blues. So I have been wanting to get a wreath to put on our front door to welcome spring because I am over winter, okay? so, so I got this beautiful wreath at Hobby Lobby, and I love the fact that they have this piece here that's what's this material? Forgot the name of the material now. I'm drawing a blank, but it's a mixture of this material and all the other tulips that looks like tulips. So this is very beautiful, very welcoming sign to our front door to say, hey, it is spring. We are no longer in winter. So that's what I got at Hobby Lobby. That week off, and so they took 30% off of that. So this beautiful baby here cost me about 17 something. So it does the job. I like it. I really love the little fabric that they have there. So that's what I got at Hobby Lobby. So again, as you can see, there's a bunch of yarns there. There are multiple alternative, two big twists over there, just as well as Michael. So in all, I enjoy my little going around shopping, looking for things that I might buy. Again, I don't have to buy anything, but just the feeling of leaving the house, going to see things that you might like. I think that's why we all missing Joann so much, because that's what it provided, a place to go and express our creativity and get inspired. But you can still do that. Thank God. We still have Michael. We still have Hobby Lobby. And next time I'm going to go to Walmart, because my Walmart, the one that's closer to me, and there's another one also not too far, they both carry on. So we're going to take a look at Walmart and see what they have there, and if there could be a good alternative too, because we do have to move on. That's the thing with life. You have to move on sometime. And to that extent, I do have a verse for you. It's Ecclesiastic 3, verse 1. Let's read it together. So our verse today is Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 1 to 2. Let's do 1 to 2. Okay, it says a time for everything. For everything there is a season, a time for every activity under the heavens. A time to be born and a time to die. A time to plant and a time to harvest. A time to kill and a time to heal, a time to tear down and a time to build up. I encourage you to read the rest of the chapter, because he goes on for more, a time for this, a time for that. It's usually the opposite. And the reason that verse caught my attention with the whole thing that's going to Joann, means that it is understandable that after 80 years, this is the time to go. As sad as it is, whatever your feelings about whether they manage well or mismanagement, it was just the time, because nothing is forever. This is what this verse reminds us, that everything we see around us, this yarn womb, all these things that I like to do, even myself, we are finite. We're not here forever. The most important thing is, what are you going to do in the time that we do have now, right? And after we're gone, what's going to happen? Because there is an afterlife. And where you're going to be? Will you be beloved, come to God, or will you be somewhere else that is not as pleasant? So just a good remembrance. When you read those verses, take into account there's a time for everything and nothing is forever. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and like this video. May you have a blessed day.